Welcome to Average Joe's Fantasy Sports Podcast, where we bring you news, notes, and more to help you win your championship fantasy football league. Stay tuned and listen in for the great information we have for you today.
Hi guys,
What's happening?
welcome.
What's up?
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Average Joe's Fantasy Sports Podcast.
I
realized in the video I was watching, I messed up the title last time.
Yeah, you didn't finish the whole thing, but
I
it's
didn't.
okay.
No, I blew it. So
It was just a bad day.
But then you gotta get to see my imperfections. So
Everything's
Oh,
not
well.
going the way it should.
and we got a working camera now. So
Yes.
good thing I got backups.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Hopefully
But we
it
also got
works.
candy. Well, we got candy. You ate your candy already.
Yeah, we were
I
waiting to
did.
show y'all how much we enjoy candy.
Right.
We just wanted to. He
I was
enjoys it so much. He already ate.
I was listening to some
I know,
other
right?
podcasts too, and everything like that. Like they were eating candy. I'm like, well, why can't we have some candy on the podcast? You know, like come on.
Yeah.
I want to be special.
Yeah.
And we do get to be special now.
Right now, well, we're
But we're average, so we're not special. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Hey, some average people are special.
Yes, especially
That is
average.
Yep. Nice. So here we are. We're gonna fly into the injury recap here, or not injury recap, injury news for week 10. So going into week 10. So
Good updates because we need to help you, help us help you.
I
Right?
haven't played any of you guys in a while either. It's been kind of nice.
It is nice because I don't want to get obliterated. So
Yeah, I haven't lost to you guys since last week.
But you haven't lost to him since last week.
Yeah, no.
It's been like 2 weeks since you lost to me.
Yeah, no. For some reason, everything bad happens when we play. Like,
You beat me week 1, and I
Leonard
beat you
Fournette
in all the other
just- yeah.
leagues. So
Leonard Fournette just didn't play, and then freaking
Mike Evans and
Mike
everything happening sideways for you.
that's a huge problem with me with the whole Mike Evans situation.
because he didn't get ejected, he got suspended for the next game.
Right.
It's like suspend him half a game.
And they were saying that also one of the reasons why AJ Green didn't get suspended is because Jalen Ramsey started it, and Mike Evans hit Lattimore from behind when he didn't least expect it.
Yeah, I mean I told you though he can come across the field too and all that stuff. You and I talked about
But
that.
it was a
I know.
defenseless person, but
I know it sucks that there's no consistency, but it is what it is.
it's fine. I now have AJ Green, and I think
So-
he's gonna go off because that fire.
Oh man.
Fire.
I mean, he had been since week 3.
All right, so where are we starting first?
Cardinals.
Who are the ones that are on bye week this week?
What's up on your screen? You can go ahead and look up
Bye
at
week?
it.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Baltimore, Kansas City.
Come on, I have this up
and
every
Philly.
week, man. Every week.
Only 4 teams. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm sorry this is not fantasy football related. You need to try Maltesers because they're freaking delicious.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We
Whoppers
told you
suck.
we told you before.
I know Whoppers suck. This is moist, chocolatey, and heavenly. Like I literally could eat a freaking ton of these.
Hey, way to keep your cursing down. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
All right.
We
See if you
actually-
can hold it down.
I've been a changed man the last few
We
days.
got to figure out if Fries carries this. If it does,
Fries doesn't because they aren't as awesome as anywhere else.
poof, be gone.
That's
See
just
that
my
off the
just my
table?
floor, but that's all right. That's
Um,
what people do when they come to guest house. They throw garbage on. No, that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
His name is Scott.
I don't know what you're talking about. I use magic.
But we'll start with the Cardinals. There's only, 2 people lined up, but not really people that we care about unless, you care about 5. They're probably on the practice squad. You know who these guys
Britton
are.
Golden
Who are you?
is not good.
But otherwise, the Cardinals are actually out there and they're playing. Surprisingly, like the Browns are on there. JJ Nelson, like I'm surprised
Right?
because they're always on there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to the Falcons, though, where there is somebody.
Matt Bryant. Oof.
Oh, shoot.
No, Matt Bryant.
We can start with an important one.
Yeah, let's go best to worst.
Yeah. Okay, that's Matt Bryant. You
Leg
guys gotta
injury.
watch out. Okay.
Heck yeah. He lost a few people their fantasy games a couple weeks ago when he was hitting field goals in the fog. Oh, sorry, missing field goals in the fog.
Sorry, that was good. That was good. You gotta laugh at
He
that.
doesn't miss. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't miss anything. Only thing he misses is life. Because he's a kicker.
No, he misses games. Oh! Snap. But yeah, then we'll go to the next one is Devontae Freeman. His knee, he's questionable. Most likely going to play.
He's definitely going to play.
These are just the precautionaries. Rest
The
days.
precautionaries.
Yeah.
I would sell him if I were you, though.
You can get something good in return.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his production isn't low, but it's not at the height of where he was drafted.
Right.
He just doesn't get used enough, but you kind of figure that when you got Tevin Coleman, who's starting to look a lot better, and then he's producing a lot in the pass game, and that's what they're going to do a lot because they're going to be behind a lot.
It's crazy how the both Patriots and the Falcons Super Bowl contenders last year, and they're both kind of struggling. It's
Yeah.
healthy wise and
I mean, the Patriots win, and they look
their defense.
pitiful.
Their defense. Both defenses are kind of not helping their teams out.
It's either
They're just
going
trying
to
to
be
survive.
Kansas City versus the Vikings in the Super Bowl or Kansas City versus the Eagles. And I'm kind of thinking, unfortunately, it might more be the Eagles, just because how ironic would that be? And Andy Reid
Huh.
coaching one team, being
Yep.
in the Super Bowl
That would be nuts.
against his old team.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
It's
nuts.
set up for the storyline as they do it.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing about the
Conspiracies.
Vikings, though, because
Yeah, seriously, right?
Teddy Bridgewater coming back. He's activated. Oh, let's hold that, actually. I'm sorry, guys. Almost ruined that. We'll get to that once we get to the Vikings.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll skip the
Yeah.
Ravens on this one, though.
Bye week.
And we'll go to the Bills.
A good thing, if you are short tight ends, this guy is about to be coming back from his injured PCL or meniscus, I should
Meniscus
say.
injury, yes.
Charles Clay. And I had him in PPR, and he was consistently getting me like 15 points a game.
Tyrod Taylor is like
Tyrod loves throwing to his tight end.
Yeah.
He even throws it to the no-name, and yeah, he doesn't get the greatest fantasy points. But that's because it's not Charles Clay.
Right.
But he was questionable. He returned for the first time today,
But
a limited basis.
do you still think his value is up even
Oh,
though
yeah.
Calvin Benjamin's there now?
Oh, even more now. I think
Yes,
it's
less
way more
pressure
than-
because he was the guy that was. He's
He's-
the
he's-
target guy.
He's still leading that team in receptions, receiving yards, and he hasn't played in 4 weeks. That's
That
ridiculous.
is pretty dang
Yeah.
crazy if you think about that.
And they realized that. That's why they went for Calvin Benjamin because they
Mhm.
realized the struggles were there.
I think Calvin
Fair.
Benjamin's not going to benefit as much from it as the other receiver, Zay Jones.
I think
Zay
he'll benefit.
No, I
from
think he
it.
benefits a lot because he's on a better offense that's more fit.
I think
for
it's
him,
going to
but
be a slow start though.
I think it's going to be the fastest start in the world history. He's going to get 7 touchdowns in his first game.
No, it might have
It's
to
a
talk about
joke.
Taylor because here's the thing: in the red zone,
Well, that's
there's
fine.
only so many
That's
routes he's gonna run, and one of them's gonna be a fade. A fade is pretty universal, so that's a 50-50 ball that they're gonna throw up for him.
Easy.
Tyrod Taylor can throw that all day.
That's fine.
He finds somebody to throw that because Zay Jones is supposed to be that, but he's just not that.
I'm
So.
kind of a little disappointed about that because we had a lot of high hopes about Zay.
He's coming into something lately.
I mean, I think this will spark the offense. I think this is what the whole Jay Ajayi to Philly type thing
Yeah,
or something like
okay.
that. The extra spark that you need, when you get him out there.
Okay,
So
okay, I can agree with that. I mean, it's the Bills, man. Like, they've had their struggles.
Bills are struggle to pay.
Yeah.
also speaking on Zay Jones, he had a knee injury, but I believe he's just
Precautionary.
precautionary. He didn't practice. He's on the DNP list, but he should be all right. Because he actually left the game and came back, so
Yes, he did.
came back to play. Let's go down to Carolina, baby.
I'm back.
Ooh.
Anybody
Best running
important?
Best running back ever.
Fozzie.
Yeah, his irrelevance is staying irrelevant. So.
We're just joking, people. We
We
know
hope
you
you
don't.
get well, but we don't.
I mean, there was
we
that
don't
one
fancy.
game where he got a touchdown that I remember, and it was like that.
Oh, that
really
one
helps
game.
Nobody.
That one game, huh?
Freaking! I had.
That one game.
It was back in the day. Yeah, that one game you did.
Greg Olson's gonna be coming back week 13 when he can return.
True.
So
When he
stash
can return,
candidate.
but yeah, you got him stashed.
I have him stashed
Yeah, on your IR.
Yeah,
It
Josh
doesn't
Austin.
show it until you try to trade. I was like, what the heck? When did he get him?
Yep. But it's weird because you can't like add people right to the IR. You have to add them, drop
That's
somebody,
what-
then put them on the IR.
That's what sucks. It's like,
Yeah.
dang, you gotta waste their
Well, I'll
spot.
take Greg Olson in case he does show some life. If I can put him on the IR and have him there.
I
That's
had
awesome.
him. I had him about 2 weeks ago. Then I was like, I don't need to waste a
Which league though? Because only one league has an IR spot.
I forget which one. I know I had him in Pac-12 and
That one doesn't have an IR spot.
Yeah, that does.
PHX.
That would have been
I will
nice.
probably add it next year. The league I made now, I did it to test some new grounds with some things because A, it was a quick league, and B, I was like, well, as long as we're doing this one, let's try some new things and see what people think. And the
Right.
IR spot, people didn't realize had it. I forgot we even had it because I never had a league that had it.
Right,
And
right.
then Jake's like, hey, IR spot. And that should come in handy right now. So,
It's very much so.
you might
Especially
have
with how
to
the
do it.
Westbrook stepping on.
How weird the year has gone with injuries. So
Right.
It's the same amount of injuries. It's just a bigger impact because it's more
The type of
high key
sucks.
players.
it just sucks because NFL has drastically.
But what's
dropped.
crazy is I bet you we'll say this thing next year.
No, we will.
It will. It'll be like it's
gonna be a whole
high
new set.
impact players. Like high impact players last year. That's why we were mad last year. Like you know,
Like
it's
Adrian
gonna be-
Peterson and
Yeah, it'll be things like that. So
It just
I don't know.
sucks.
The NFL's just crazy like that.
It
But
is.
we'll move away from the Panthers. We can talk about the Bears if we want to, but it's only Marcus Wheaton. He hasn't really been fancy relevant. You're not really.
I gotta go throw up real quick. It's just the Bears.
Yes.
Are we going to go to the
Oh.
bang holes?
and the Bengals too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a disaster, but let's see. Tyler Boyd's, he hasn't been relevant all year, so it's not a big deal. Jeremy Hill, he's taking the backseat to Joe Mixon, so this just confirms start up Joe Mixon, start up Giovanni Bernard if he's going to get flex play maybe.
Yep.
Because I feel like it's going to be dump off city. Who do they play this week again?
They play you. I think it's Tennessee actually that they play.
I think it is.
Let me just double check. I apologize for the inconvenience.
No, go ahead. We'll figure it out.
Just
So-
gonna see who AJ Green plays. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee. Okay.
Tennessee.
So,
Tennessee, we're scary.
actually,
Your song.
Cleveland, the important people.
Oh,
One
this is
person.
definitely I gotta go take a poop now.
Oh,
You gotta
gotta
take a
take the
Duke?
Browns to the Super
Duker?
Bowl.
A Duker Johnson?
Hey.
Hey.
Duke Johnson.
Hey.
I don't know why when he's the best player, only good player on that team, fantasy wise.
Fantasy wise, I would have to agree.
He's had some really good games, PPR scoring.
3 20-point games.
Yeah,
Like,
PPR scoring. You can
And
do.
then
Next round
after
of
that-
draft. Sorry.
with the 7th pick in the
I had
2000.
him, and I know he's got some good games, but I'm not putting any faith into
Faith in that, yeah. Especially since
especially-
Isaiah Crowell is starting to pick up a lot.
Which is weird because they used a lot of Duke Johnson in the beginning. He was getting peppered with those dump offs.
That's why he's getting
and
20 points a game,
Yeah.
dude.
And he is a good player. He's just on a bad team,
Oh,
Very
terrible
bad
team.
Very bad team.
which helps him in the fantasy value for garbage time.
That's why I'm using my first waiver wire priority on Sterling Shepard and not Duke Johnson because I have 2 phenomenal
Correct.
running backs.
Correct.
But he's coming back from the concussions, just so everybody knows. It was a
Yes,
concussion injury.
that's
He's
where
practicing.
we're getting to.
Yes.
Our bad.
Yes. So.
But he did get cleared. It's just now limited participation
Right.
in practice
Ease him
since they
back
were off
in,
a bye
so
week.
Make sure everything's
I don't
good.
want him to go in there and get smacked and just be like, bleh.
Word.
But
Now there's a couple people on this next team, Dallas Cowboys, who actually left the game. Dez left the game with his knee injury, didn't come back. Terrence Williams left shortly, did come back. We'll see how that goes as far as... I would bet Terrence to play. Dez, though, he might not. And if that's the case,
Pick
does
up
that
Terrence.
move Terrence to number 1 possibly this
or
week?
maybe Cole Beasley into number 1 or number 2.
Well, number
I
two.
mean, the good. He'd be the right. I think Terrence Williams would be more double teamed than anybody else.
But
I
they
know,
think, but they think they're gonna put that much pressure to double team Terrence Williams on
No.
one good game.
No, yeah, but I'm feeling more of a good thought of Cole Beasley just because I don't know, he's kind of performed small.
He performed quietly well with 2
big
touchdowns last
ways.
week.
I'm going to go away from what you guys are saying, and I'm going to say Jason Witten is going to show up.
Okay.
Because the last...
He will get more targets.
I
absolutely.
think the last 3 games, I believe, he has gotten nothing. The last game, he got 1 reception for 5 yards.
Okay.
And throughout the whole game, you need somebody to throw to. And Dak never used them. So I feel like if Dez is out, they're going to be like, oh, there's Jason Witten. He can get up there.
Jason Witten will be that across the middle guy, I guess.
I have a
He'll be the
feeling-
reliable
I-
one.
I
He
have
is the
a feeling-
reliable one, so. Okay. Jason
I have a
Witten will
feeling.
definitely be involved. But for any Dez owners, if Terrence Williams is available,
I would pick him up.
pick him up. You know, if he's not, maybe go for Cole Beasley if you're
Yeah.
in a desperate
I'd
need for
rather
a
do
spot.
Terrence.
I would
but-
rather have Terrence too because Terrence a few years ago
bigger.
had a 800-yard season with Dez Bryant out there and played really well. So he can be a solid receiver. He just
Right.
peaks and valleys.
Well,
so.
and then it's when are the quarterbacks going to, give them the opportunities?
Right. So moving on, we'll go to Denver. They have nobody major
Gross.
on as important on the offensive side. And we're just covering the offense right now. So, and then Detroit Lions, the next team. Kane Galladay still with the hamstring. Nothing's changed. I mean,
I think they're balling even without him. So
yeah, they don't really need him. Their other rookie, the Taylor or something like that. Whatever his last name is, or Jones or Taylor Jones or something.
yeah,
Jones.
T.J. Jones or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. He's been
T.J.
doing
Jones.
just fine for him as well. So.
Yeah, they had a breakout game against the Packers that are obviously hurting. So,
Yeah.
but
God, it's so crazy how Kenny Galladay had such a ball in first game and then has not done a single thing since.
Yeah. Also just stays hurt. Stays hurt.
So speaking of the Packers, this came out today, so it's kind of a breaking news. Martellus Bennett has actually been released.
Scott, didn't you tell me he was going to be good this year? I could have swore that you told me that. Wow. I wonder who said he wasn't going to be. Oh, it's crazy. It blows my mind.
I give hope for a lot of
Hashtag
these-
analysis, baby.
Hashtag.
Nice. Not so nice.
Man. No, so Martellus Bennett, no worries or no.
He was contemplating retirement anyways at the end of the season, so
Backpedaling.
he still got his money.
It's not you backpedaling, bro.
It is me back then. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers went down.
So let's move on to Houston.
Houston?
I'm saving you, Scott. I'll do this for you. Houston, still concussion. Ryan Griffin. When is he coming back?
Ryan Griffin. CJ Fedorowicz is going to be getting taken off the thing in a little while. In a little while, he's going to be doing something. No, I'm just kidding.
Because Ryan Griffin got on a concussion early in the season, then got back, and I was back in concussion protocols again.
Wait, isn't somebody coming back for their defense soon? Someone that was a phenomenal superstar
Cushion.
at linebacker,
The
Mr. B. Rye.
psychopath.
Yeah, dude.
That's
He
not
kind of reminds me. He reminds me
Psychopath.
of Luke Kuechly.
But I saw an interview. He's so nice, he's so gentle, but then you see him on the field, he's like,
Is he the
Well, he's
one?
like that because he did steroids.
Is he the one that hit another dude without the helmet on?
yeah,
Yeah, he didn't have his helmet on and
Right.
he hit the dude.
yeah. No, yeah,
That's
he
how
went
you
up to
get
the guy with no helmet.
And he forgot that he was.
No, he didn't forget. He didn't care.
He was just that gangster. He was
Yeah,
just
Cushion
legit.
didn't care. If Cushion could ever stay healthy, he could be one of the best linebackers. He is good. He's very good. Indianapolis Colts is nobody that we care about. Thank goodness.
Jaguars are looking. Oh my gosh, they're like the underrated team this year for sure. Underrated.
You are.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, we got a lot of teams that aren't really big. We got Jacksonville Jaguars. There's nobody on the offensive side that's detrimental that you don't already know that's been injured. So which is solid.
Well, Jacksonville, they had they said D.D. Westbrook might not come back this week.
Really?
They haven't decided on it.
Adamant still.
And they said he looks good in practice and stuff. They're just waiting till he gets to the football knowledge part.
Gotcha.
Being on that team, not having to really worry about being confused out there. But Marquise Lee,
Do not practice maintenance day.
yeah, basically,
Maintenance
because
day.
he's the one who's I think he's gonna perform again this week.
Oh, for sure, because Alan Hearns has not.
But it all depends
Yeah,
on
as
it all
much.
depends on him on Blake Bortles.
And Fournette, though, if he's playing, they always go hard to the run game.
Run game for days, and I don't blame him. That run game is.
I mean, he just had
phenomenal.
like a 75-yard run in like 3 straight games.
Yeah, dude, he's Adrian Peterson. Like when Peterson came out his rookie year, yeah, there's some phenomenal running backs right now. Heck yeah, they're freaking great. But there hasn't been a power runner with that speed since AP came out in
The
2007.
new AP, man.
Dude, when I saw him in college, I was like, this guy's gonna be the greatest. Like, he's scaring me.
He's got that mental, too. And he's like, he's got to back up his comments where the NFL isn't as hard as I thought. Well, apparently it's not that hard.
I was like, oh, he's not gonna do
He's not going to do
that.
anything.
People are gonna
Apparently it
attack
might
him.
not be that hard if you're doing work on Jacksonville.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
So-
man. That kid is the truth.
He
They didn't even
is.
tell us here too. So
Then we switch. Wait, what?
what?
Kansas City, baby.
Then we switch to Kansas City, who's on a bye week, so we don't care about
No, we don't care about them.
Los Angeles Chargers.
I care about them.
The
No, I'm just kidding.
Chargers.
I don't care.
They're good.
Gates,
Yeah, they're good.
with a knee injury.
Yeah, but
Fire up Hunter Henry.
yeah, always fire him up.
Extra fire him up, baby.
I mean, if you could use 2 tight ends in the flex, you should do that. If you have a good number 1 and then Hunter Henry.
I'm using 2 tight ends.
Yeah,
I got Evan Ingram and I got
Gronk.
Gronk starting.
yeah, dude, I would too, man. I'm about to have
Dude, they got awesome matchups. I love it.
If Charles
Right?
Clay can play, I'm gonna put in Charles Clay and Cameron Brate together. That'd be a nice duo,
Yeah,
especially with
yeah.
Fitzpatrick being. We're not there yet. I like to jump the gun. Like you could lay down a rifle and I'll jump over it because I jumped the gun.
Oh, now let's talk some other LA teams.
Yeah, the Rams.
Rams. I don't know if anybody on here that we're looking at that's could be an impact as of right now, other than no, Rams are all right.
Yeah, they're healthy. To high fantasy.
Well, they're running and gunning right now, so
Offensively, we should say.
offensively, we're not gonna focus on defense. If we're IDP, we'd focus on more, or if it's like a major series of players, like, let's say Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas, and all of them went down, so I'm like, fire everybody up.
Yeah, fire the receivers up.
But until that point, we're not too worried. So, what about MIA? Who's MIA in Miami?
No, we got me. No, I'm just kidding.
Just the normals.
The normal.
Nobody else special that's MIA. They're all the same people.
Everybody was in limited participation at the minimum today offensively.
Well, let's just jump to your team. The one that
Let's
you
jump
have.
let's jump to this team. But the Vikings have activated Teddy Two Gloves, baby! And what they should have done a while ago, they put Sam Bradford on the IR.
You should have done that.
They said he's probably not going to come back, which ends his Minnesota Vikings career most likely, unless we choose him over Teddy.
Really weirdly works out.
It does. It's like, how did that... And we've been winning without him, and it's like, that feels
It's
good.
So, yeah.
To win with a terrible quarterback in Case
But
Keenum.
where else
I
would
don't
be
think
good
he's
now?
terrible now.
Most places have, unless he goes to like New York,
That would be nice.
the Jets.
I think.
Or the Giants?
Giants. If he had Odell, oh my gosh, he would be freaking dirty.
We're talking about Sam, right?
Sam Bradford, yes. I think Teddy's gonna be a baller, dude. His arms are so much bigger, and
I just can't wait to see another mobile quarterback.
I don't know if he's gonna be
People's-
the same mobility wise, but
Mobility wise.
mobility. But there is a big impact defensively.
We're not worried about defense.
I'm just gonna tell you guys, Everson Griffin didn't practice.
We don't care.
Dude, he gets to the quarterback all the time, so if you put somebody else in there, that means Kirk Cousins might have a better
Actually,
game.
you know what, Jared?
New England.
Defense do care because you have to have a defense on your fantasy team.
Nobody cares about the defense, so here we go, baby.
Comment down below that Jared is wrong.
Jared is right.
Here's the reason why. You're just going to stream the best matchup anyway. You play in Cleveland, just get whoever play in Cleveland. That's all you need to worry about for defense anyway.
Yeah,
true.
but you could say that, but then Cleveland automatically gets a win. What if they get a win? You're screwed because you just won a streak.
But
Cleveland's not getting.
I know, but
What are you talking
in
about?
the 9 games, they have
Even
not
if they
gotten
win, they can
one.
win with a million turnovers still.
8. 700 turnovers.
Cleveland will get a win. So will San Francisco.
Yeah, but if the Cleveland gets sacked 12 times in that win, that's up 24 points in sacks. I will
In
take that all
sacks.
day, even if they win. So winning doesn't matter. It's all about the stats that come with it: the interceptions, the sacks, the fumbles. Cleveland will give you plenty of those.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bam, Scott, get served right here.
Ooh.
We'll go ahead and throw it.
Wait,
Dabalicious.
New England though, I can throw it too.
I'm
I like, yeah, right. I don't like talking about this team. Chris Hogan, you always love Chris Hogan. Tell me something about
Oh, Chris Hogan did not practice at all today. I looked at the practice information. He did not practice. They say he's doubtful still with his shoulder. I don't think he's gonna play.
That
So
means
if you
get
have
yourself some Danny Amendola.
Yeah. So if,
Danny, Gronk's gonna be special right now.
Go pick up Julian Edelman.
Extra
No,
for
I'm
Brandon Cooks. No, the running backs, James White, Deion Lewis, they're going to be involved. So that's what they always have the next man up, pick up the slack.
It
So
is
that's
hard
what
to
they do.
determine on the running back part because they always do a committee. It's game plan.
Rex Burkhead too. Actually, he was very
Rexy.
involved in the passing game as a receiver. He lined up as a receiver like majority of those snaps last
They
week.
put James White in the red zone. That's what I love. So that'd be a better bet, but you probably can't find him in the free agency
Yeah,
list.
it would be kind of tough.
But Deion Lewis and Rex, you can easily scoop up.
Deion Lewis and Rex, yeah. Probably more Rex now since Deion Lewis was kind of scooped up a couple weeks ago since he took over.
When he had that
Grizzlies.
big game.
Yeah. So let's go into the NO.
Let's go to the No.
We talk about John Kuhn. No, just kidding. Michael Thomas ankle injury. Let's see what we have for the ankle injury.
He was
Limited in practice. We're a non-participant, but was limited with ankle issue, so he should be all right. There's nothing indicating or that happened in the game that I saw that he was gonna make him sit out.
Yeah.
He never left the game or anything like that. Had a good game, 8 for 67 or whatever it was. So I think that's what it was, 8 for 67.
He's alright. He's decent.
He's got a floor of 13 points.
I'll give you Mike Evans for him straight up.
why would you do
Because I like Michael Thomas.
I do too.
I
I like Michael Thomas a lot. I do like Mike Evans though.
I know. I'm about to do the same trade I did last year and get.
It really was too. That's funny. But I did get Mike Evans and nothing turned up. Remember how I got him last year?
Yeah, but it's when I give you him is when he turns.
Well, maybe I should
Just
get Mike
kidding.
Evans.
I feel like every time I give him a player, like they don't do anything with me, but when they're on his roster, it's like 30 points.
Lamar Miller.
Yeah.
So he's literally 30 points.
I was like,
the week after.
yeah, but dude, he's gonna be the biggest part of that offense, other than DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Because he's out snapping Deontay Foreman a ton.
He had like 16 points last week, or 14, I think it was.
You all ready to get big? Going to the New York Giants?
Ben McAdoo is just
Doo-doo? Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of his players don't respect him anymore. He's not going to be there at the end of the season.
He always just downgrades him too. Just like hates on him so hard. Like none of it's his fault.
what did you say?
It's always the player's fault.
I know, dude.
What did
Be humble, guy.
what did you say at the halftime? Tell your team if they were to get better. Yeah, you could feel the awkwardness right there.
That was his post-game interviews. That if you guys did not know, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He
That
has
was
no
his
heart.
halftime stuff.
He's probably just one of those schematic people who think that they can have a scheme and it'll all work out.
Yeah, but to blame Eli Manning for a lot
No,
of
exactly.
problems.
That's the thing. He's
Yeah,
got no
Eli
passion.
Manning isn't great this year at all.
But he's also part of your not great system.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's your calling, and now you switch the play calling, and now the offense is getting a lot better.
Yeah, it got better after you switched. You went to Denver and won out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
It's their defense that's not doing too swell lately.
Defense isn't doing well.
They keep suspending all their players, all their freaking stars.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, they're going to suspend Landon Collins.
They would.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'll fire up whoever's playing them.
Right.
Let's get it. I've been throwing freaking, what's his name? Mark Sanchez, even though he doesn't play, they plays against him.
Jets. Tell me about that jet life.
Just because the Jets.
Jet life.
Jet life. Meow.
You got anything? Robbie with the ankle though. Let's see where he's at with his life.
Yeah, he's good. He was limited.
Or is he?
He was limited. Limited.
Does anybody have Robbie? Scott, you have Robbie.
I have him as well.
You have Robbie?
Actually, I don't have him in any of our leagues.
Well, you had Robbie in the league.
I did, but then I was like,
Oh, and then he had a touchdown.
yeah, and then he had a touchdown.
Against
cool,
Buffalo. And Buffalo
Yeah.
doesn't really allow touchdowns, so you drop somebody who has talent, they can do it against the
Ooh.
That's why I picked up Josh McCown
Ooh.
as a spot start, so I don't have to play Kirk Cousins versus my Vikings.
Ooh.
Totally irrelevant.
Ooh.
What up?
Stop it.
Scotty Ice?
Pittsburgh.
Alright, we're going to Pittsburgh.
We don't really have anybody on the offensive side that's too differential, other than Vance McDonald, who I haven't even seen really be on the field anyway.
Yeah. The only time I saw him on the field was during one special teams play, and he was blocking, and he did it terribly.
Dang.
Doo-doo butter.
I was like, who is that? I was like, McDonald. Oh, God, McDonald.
Doo-doo butter.
I thought Vance was going to come to the freaking Steelers and do some
Yeah, we got a
damage.
ton of people on here. I mean, I don't know how many are offense yet, but I see Paul Richardson on here with a groin injury, questionable for the game this week, and did not practice.
Mhm. That is quite annoying.
Yeah, it's always your phone for some reason.
People keep calling me in the middle of this stuff. Unknown number. Oh, that's somebody that I'm going to fight.
Do it. So, going back to Jimmy Graham,
Do it.
ankle removed from the injury report. So, that's good. Fire up, Jimmy!
I guess. I mean,
Definitely fire.
that's
up
okay
Jimmy.
because I mean I'm not playing against you or you with Jimmy, so
Fire up, Jimmy.
Fire
man.
him
He's
up.
getting like a 10-point base.
Dude, he's balling.
He's quietly doing well, quietly holding it down. He's not ruining your weeks by any means. So
Especially if Paul Richardson is not in there,
Ooh.
I feel like I'll be happy.
can't forget Eddie Lacy though. Left with a groin injury, going to be out for Week 10 against the Cardinals.
And they
Thomas
said
Rawls is it.
he's getting the full workload. They said.
Yep,
wow, they're
I
actually
don't
gonna
have that.
stick to one guy now.
they have to. They don't have a choice anymore. They don't have any other guys.
Took him
Everybody's dying on that field.
took him 9 weeks to figure that
I
out.
don't know why is their backfield always so injury prone. They have poor trainers. Do they even have trainers?
Dude.
They were saying something about the defense coordinators too. They've gone through like 3 defensive coordinators in the last 5 years with the Seahawks. So either they're getting older or
Do they get hurt on the
they're getting
sideline?
hurt.
It's
or
like,
something.
I tore my ACL being a defensive coordinator.
So I don't
I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know. I feel like it starts with the coach, and the coach is from USC, and then everything just goes from there.
Everything from USC is a piece of poop.
Mm-hmm. That's why I hate USC.
Exactly.
Oh, one of the reasons.
I don't hate USC, but I don't care about them either. I don't care about the quarterbacks that come from there because they're always doo. So San Francisco, Pierre Garcon, everybody already knows about. Obviously, maybe looking to Marquise Goodwin. You gotta throw somebody.
Yeah.
Something's gotta happen sooner or later.
If he's still available, I'd pick up Goodwin.
Yeah.
Easily.
I only pick up Goodwin if
Jimmy's in.
Jimmy plays. But
I'll pick a Goodwin either way. He was throwing to him last week. I mean, he threw to him 4 times, caught 2 of those 4.
it's like,
But they take the shots downfield with him. So
Yeah.
he's like one of those Will Fullers.
Yeah.
You gotta
They might
have
expand his route
you
tree
gotta be
though
a
now.
good quarterback.
That too.
They might expand his route tree, give us underneath, let him do something after the catch instead.
They definitely are being dumb not doing that.
Right.
But we shall switch to a different squad.
Buccaneers, baby!
But.
So, Adam Humphries, ribs. I wonder if he's going to play. I presume he's probably going to play. I don't know why I bring up Thomas Davis. Doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Either way, he might be somebody to use if he does play because Mike Evans is suspended. So,
So what? Fire who up?
who is this guy? Just gets to do whatever he wants in this podcast.
I apologize, but there's been like 7 phone calls and it's kind of getting on my nerves. Somebody's
Shows up once a year and then goes and just checks his phone.
Would you rather hear
It's called the off button. It's called the off button. Every
So
phone's out.
Mike Evans not
does that
playing
actually
because
does.
he's got suspended.
Unfortunately, but it's
Yes.
okay.
Unfortunately.
Deshaun Jackson might take out a bigger workload. I mean,
I don't think he can handle it though. But I
he'll
think
probably hurt this game. But
that's why Cameron Brate should be fired up.
Cameron Brate
Definitely,
should also
because Ryan
maybe
Fitzpatrick,
even OJ Howard.
Ryan Fitzpatrick loves throwing to Cameron Brate. You can see it in the games
Yeah,
he played. Targeted him 10 times.
Just
10
your
times,
luck though.
10 times.
You
He's
get
gonna tear his ACL.
No, you get Cameron Brate and all the touchdowns go to OJ.
That would be. Yeah, that might happen. If it does, I'll just pick up OJ. I mean, or not. I got Charles Clay, so I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay. You picked him up. Good job.
Yeah. I was like, okay, he's back. I'm going back to the dude who I trusted.
Right.
Here's what we're going to talk about. Someone else that's trustworthy for the Tennessee Titans. Delaney Walker.
Walker.
Did not practice.
Soon he'll be using one.
He might be with the ankle injury, but they're just. I think they're talking about just limiting his snaps. He is a vet in the game, so he should be hopefully all right for. What was it the Sunday game? Sunday game, yeah, right. I think it's Sunday. I don't remember what day.
Cincinnati. I don't know if it's a Sunday night game or.
I don't know if it's Sunday. I think it's a Sunday regular time game on the clock. Most likely. But yeah.
Yeah. Redskins.
Top 5 most annoying people I've ever met.
Oh man. Who, the Redskins?
Me.
Oh, Scott. Oh, okay.
I'm the most annoying person.
Top
It's a
5.
top
Not
5.
the most. Top 5.
There's got to be some pretty dang annoying people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm right there. Top 5 makes a good list. So let's go to the
The worst
Redskins.
people.
Redskins.
Wow, as soon as I said Redskins, he said horse people.
What? Don't talk about my peeps.
Alright, so we'll go to Jameson Crowder. Still
Hammy.
questionable.
Clam
I assume he will
I think he practiced
hopefully
though.
play.
Yeah. I think he'll try to
Hopefully.
come back.
Hopefully he'll play, but you would have to find out on at least Friday or
Friday,
Saturday.
Friday.
Hopefully he does not.
'Cause if he doesn't have a full practice on Friday, then you're a little more in trouble. So.
Right. So always, well, I mean, like we always say, look at your updates on Yahoo or ESPN.
Or wherever they're at,
if
Fancy
you have
Pros,
them-
Fancy SP, wherever they're at,
Right.
Roll the Wire,
Right.
whomever. Free advertising for you guys.
Right. Vernon Davis, tight end, the guy that took over the spot again because Jordan
That's
Reed
who
is
every
always
week.
hurt. His hand, he is also questionable. I assume he will play also. Hopefully, because we want to see kind of like a shootout
I don't.
between. No, you don't want to see any
Not against the
shootout.
Vikings, no. Because that's not going to happen. And I'm not going to be unrealistic.
Are you starting Kirk Cousins?
Heck no. I'm not against one of the top 5 fantasy
I have to
defense.
start him in one league.
I give him much respect because you care about so much about your team. Like
I care more about my team than I do my fantasy team.
Oh, I love it.
I love my fantasy team, but if I can throw in a
Here's the thing, though. That's all good and
Don't
great and
interrupt.
everything.
That's rude.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell the most glorified fantasy advice ever. It's gonna be to start me in your lineup. I'm going out there Sunday.
Glad we waited for that.
Actually, it's Josh McCown, but I just decided to troll a little bit longer since you interrupted.
Josh McCown is a good
Don't even
trade.
care anyway. Because if my team is bad, because I'm an objective person,
Oh, yeah.
if my
No,
team is
if that's
bad,
the case.
you gotta be a realist. Like, oh, I'm not
Well,
gonna
no one cares
dick ride
about
my team.
that.
Like, I'm gonna start somebody against my poor defense. If Ravens defense is bad, I'm like, you know what? I don't want them to do that. And I don't want my team to lose. But here's the thing: I'm a realist. They're bad. I'm gonna start whoever's up against them.
But you're a realist,
Nobody
though,
cares
with
about
the
the
Vikings, though, because our defense is the best.
It is top
So
3.
I'm not wrong.
Might even be top 2. Probably top 2.
I hope so. I don't want to get too carried away.
But
It's because every time I do, we go 5-0 and then go 8-8 the rest of the year.
But it all depends if Trey Waynes is on point this week or not on point. That makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we say he's not on point, damage can be done. If we say he's on point,
But they
they're
don't
in
have
trouble.
somebody that I think, because they've got to have somebody that can burn him. That's the bad thing with him. Is like, even though he's got a 4.3 speed, he tends to stay a little too loose. Like, he doesn't like to do the press coverage a lot. So if you got somebody who's got the wheels, and has height, like Martavis Bryant, who his only good game came against Trey Waynes. If you got somebody like that, aka a Josh Doxson or a Terrell Pryor,
who's supposed to be that, but they're doo-doo as a
we'll see.
So Josh Johnson showed up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the
But he's
only
gonna,
one.
he's gonna get Xavier, who then is screwed. So if he gets
Especially
Xavier,
if-
then he's out of the game.
Oh yeah. What? No, he said Xavier. I think he's on drugs. I think Scott needs to go into a rehab, guys. So we'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So anywho,
Oh gosh.
so we talked about J-Mo. Oh, Jordan Reed again. Oh gosh, I mean, what a bother.
Well, is he questionable?
No, he just says not practiced.
Huh.
Doesn't say.
I read
his
though
name,
he's
but-
doing sideline work, training in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm
But
still fired
they're
up
probably
for
gonna, they're probably gonna hold him out because they know how fragile he actually is.
That's the person I think is gonna do good against the Vikings, Vernon Davis.
Probably
Really,
will.
it really only depends if Kirk Cousins can do good.
Well,
Yeah.
if he's not under pressure.
And
But
you
here's
guys
the
are going to
thing.
pressure the hell out of him.
Yeah, we are.
They
But
will.
There's no way.
But I feel like the Vikings defense will be on the field so much, maybe they'll get worn out. And then maybe some garbage time. towards
Case
the end.
Keenum knows how to win games, though. So keep it
when his defense is there. Sometimes, I mean, we're coming off a bye week, so I'm not getting too crazy. Because last year, what did we do when we came back from a bye week? The
No,
Eagles
it was
beat the crap out of us.
Also, no,
terrible.
with that, Eagles were really good after bye weeks too. They actually stated that Eagles have been really good at coming off of bye.
Yeah, so next week, definitely
So that's
fire
scary.
up.
That's scary.
I watched
Because-
they jinxed it. That happens all the time.
Carson Wentz, first half is phenomenal. I just couldn't fathom to see how great he would be in the second half.
We'll
He'd
see.
be insane.
We'll see. So that's the final team though, which is good. Nice. Well done. Quick. To the point. Talk about the players that are important, which is what we do. We don't need a filler or anything like that on a day like today. Because you're going to get more injury updates coming up soon anyway.
Exactly. We'll get you with some final injury reports on Friday, along with freestyle.
Yeah,
Friday.
check out Friday. Everybody check out Friday. Check out Friday. Check out Friday.
We'll probably do some. We'll
We'll
probably
try to
do
bring Freestyle Friday back. We'll see what happens in the week with everybody's schedules. Right now, we're going to try to do 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure, and we'll see what goes from there.
On
We'll,
Fridays.
we'll probably
never
do
know.
some. We should probably do some like ins and outs. See if they're fully in and fully out.
Yeah.
Try to help out.
I mean, that'd be cool if we do a
Maybe we'll
live,
throw in Where Random podcast too. Yes, a live one.
on like Sunday morning before
That'd
the
be dope.
games.
That'd be dope.
Just being like, hey, these are the lists of
Yeah,
inactives.
church in the morning.
I know. Sorry,
Mr.
Jesus.
Howard.
I guess we'll just go to church.
Yeah,
I love
it.
church. I actually
So,
love church a lot.
but we'll figure that out. We'll go from there. We'll try some new things. This is the trial year, so we'll do all these things. We'll see what we liked, we'll see what we didn't like, and we'll figure it out again for next year. So for now, just keep rocking with us. This is test season.
All right, we are out.
Peace.
Bye.
Say bye, everybody.
Peace
Go,
out.
go, go.